What's up guys, welcome back here. Today I'm back here with another video and I'm back with more trade ideas, but the next trade target is going to be the boy Victor Oladipo. There's been rumors that's been saying that he wants out of Indiana because he's not going to get the money that he wants. So which team could use another star that they could use and that may be willing to pay him? Well, let's find out in this video. But before we even start, make sure to drop a like because you already know it's going to be a banger. Comment down below any new video ideas I should do because I think I'm going to do a top 30 all-time list coming up soon. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. At 35 right now, try to hit 100 by the end of the year if that's possible. But now let's get started. So the first trade idea is trading Victor Oladipo to the Brooklyn Nets, giving them the third star they need. And it'll be Victor Oladipo and TJ McCollum going to Brooklyn. In exchange, Indiana will receive Caris LeVert, Desmond Musa, Rodios Kurucs, and a 2021 first-round pick. Now let's see it for both sides. So the Nets, they want to go all in. They want to win the East, make it to the finals, and hopefully stop the LeBron and AD duel, even if they make it. So if they do make it, you'll need that third star because both LeBron and AD, Kyrie and KD, they're amazing players. But you need that third player who's going to take over. And Victor Oladipo will be that guy. Going up against a guy like Kyle Kuzma as a third star, I'll definitely take Victor Oladipo. His defense is what really needs because Kyrie and KD provide the offensive ball and Victor Oladipo is just that third threat. But he provides it defensively that can clamp up a team star guard and maybe even a small forward. And TJ McCollum off the bench, that could be a really nice addition because you look at the guard depth. You got a good point guard in Spencer Dinwiddie, but then it's not really a great backup shooting guard you could use. So maybe you could try and run a Spencer Dinwiddie, TJ McConnell backcourt, or if not, TJ McConnell provides that veteran leadership. And as for the Pacers, they just get a bunch younger. They get a Victor Oladipo replacement, Caris LeVert, who has star potential. He's an immediate bucket getter and has really been working on his playmaking as you saw in the bubble. And they get two young forwards in Desmond Musa and Rodios Kurucs to hopefully replace guys like Sabonis and Warren when they're starting to get older or expect more money. They could be guys to replace them, develop into a great rotational piece. Now, 2021 first, it's going to be a late pick. That's pretty obvious, but any first round picks you could get for Oladipo, you should really take it if you're Indiana. So now the next deal. Another team gets a third star in the East, and that team will be the Miami Heat. As Victor Oladipo is going to Miami. And for the Pacers, they receive Kelly Olynyk if he accepts his player option, Kendrick Nunn, a 2022 Philly second round pick, and then a 2025 first round pick. So for the Heat, you have a guy like Jimmy Butler, you have a guy like Bam Adebayo. How do you make that defense even better? You use a guy like Victor Oladipo to run that shooting guard. And he can even run point guard, as him and Tyler Hero will be probably the backcourt of the future that they'll be running with. And then you got a guy like Jimmy Butler there. You still got Jay Crowder and you got Bam. The Heat may ask for also like a big man and attach like more younger pieces. Maybe a guy just like Goga and give them like another young piece like Duncan Robinson or something like that. Just so they can be bigger so they can guard like big men like AD, Jokic, Embiid, all of those guys. But that defensive lineup is going to be way too good. Like, I don't know. They could be the best defensive team in the league with an addition like Oladipo. After the Pacers, you really just care about Nunn in the pick. Kelly Olynyk can be a filler for a year. But then Kendrick Nunn, undrafted rookie, he really balled out this year, being second in Rookie of the Year race. You get an extra future first, which could be valuable because you do not know what the Heat will look like in 5 years. Jimmy will be old. Bam may be in his prime, but Jenny's going to be old and washed. Oladipo is going to be pretty old. It could be a valuable pick and they could use as a trade to finally get that star you want, and hopefully Indy will be winning by then. So next, the third trade. Another East team gets a third star. Well, yeah, I'll say a third star. And that team will be the Toronto Raptors, as the Raptors will be receiving Victor Oladipo. And in exchange, Indiana will get Norman Powell, Patrick McCaw, Terrence Davis, and the 2021 first. Now, if the Raptors, they get a guy like Oladipo who provides more defense. Like I said, the Raptors with Oladipo could become the best defensive team in the league with a lineup of Lowry, Depot, OG, Pascal, and a guy like Serge Ibaka. No one's scoring on that team either. And even though you're losing a lot of guard depth, you still have valuable guards that could be used in rotations like Fred VanVleet and Matt Thomas. Both of them could be really used in the rotation. That could really help. And for the Indiana Pacers, you get a guy around the same age as Oladipo, but is making a much cheaper contract and have an extra year. And Norman Powell, he doesn't provide as much defense as Oladipo does, but he's definitely a bucket getter, kind of like TJ Warren. You get a guy like Patrick McCaw, just some championship experience if you want it. And then Terrence Davis, a young guard you could hopefully develop, being all-rookie second team, I think. Yeah, he was an underrated piece of that Raptors squad that helped him become so good. In that 2021 first, it'll be late, but like I said, any first you can get for Oladipo, you should take it. The next trade is finally a trade to a Western Conference team, as another team is going to get a third star. Most of these trades have been teams getting a third star, but the Nuggets will be getting Victor Oladipo in exchange. They'll trade Gary Harris, Bol, the 2020 first round pick via Houston, and a 2023 top 5 protected first. For the Nuggets, look at their lineup now. You got Jamal Murray, Victor Oladipo, Will Barton, probably Paul Millsap. Maybe replace one of those two with Michael Porter Jr. and center Nikola Jokic. Their team, they lack some defense in the guard position, in my opinion. Gary Harris, he was okay defensively, but he started to regress offensively, and you won't see that for a guy like Victor Oladipo. He still has a chance to become an all-star type player, and him helping out Murray defensively while being a great option for him offensively could really help Denver take that next step to hopefully become a NBA Finals team. I don't know if they'll win it, but they could definitely become an NBA Finals team. Now for the Pacers, Gary Harris, hopefully you can revive him. He has an extra year on his contract, maybe become something, and if not, you just let him go. And if he does become something, you just sign him to an extension. And then Bol is really what you care about, the high potential on the ceiling. Even though you got a guy like Goga, a guy with as high of a ceiling as Bol does, you gotta snag him. Especially if you don't even want to keep him, he'll have high trade value if you make him look good. And then a late first from Houston, it won't really help, but you could get another guard with that late pick since this is a very guard-heavy draft. That 2023 first, you're hoping it doesn't fall in the top 5, but you're hoping it falls a little bit after that, so the pick could be really valuable. And you can either use it in a trade or get a top prospect. The next trade, we got another East team. And that East team will be the Atlanta Hawks. I think this is their third star too. They're going to get a guy like Victor Oladipo. In exchange, Indiana will receive Dwayne Dedmon, Cam Reddish, Bruno Fernando, a 2020 second round pick via Miami, and a 2022 first round pick. This is let's say that Trae Young's I do not want to be in Atlanta if we're not going to be winning games. So Atlanta's going to go all out, help Trae win, giving him a lineup of probably Young, Oladipo, DeAndre Hunter, and you still got John Collins, and then you still got Clint Capella. That could be a playoff team in Atlanta. Oladipo's defense next to Trae Young, and then it takes some of the defensive pressure off for DeAndre Hunter, which was important, which is why he kind of had a down year, because they have to put DeAndre Hunter on stars like Tatum and LeBron, thinking he'll just clamp him up. He's just a rookie, bro. Too much defensive pressure was on him, and now Oladipo could take it off of him. And Clint Capella inside could help take some off of him. That could really help DeAndre Hunter break out. As for Indiana, Dwayne Dedmon's just a salary filler, but to take on that salary, you get a young guy with 3 years left on his contract in Cam Reddish. And honestly, you could replace Bruno Fernando with Brandon Goodwin because they really don't need a center with a guy like Goga. But Cam Reddish is a guy you're banking on, hopefully develops into the bucket getter everyone thinks he can be to steal up the draft. Then 2022 first, you hope is valuable because it's another asset you get for taking on the Dwayne Dedmon contract. 2020 second round pick, probably be a G League guy, hopefully he could develop to a rotational piece. And the final trade is just a little trade I made for fun. Do I think it's going to happen? Never, ever. But I wanted to see what I think for each side. So the Indiana Pacers, they're going to get Gordon Hayward, Tim Hardaway Jr., Justin Jackson, Carson Edwards, a 2020 Memphis first round pick, which is pick 14, a 2020 first round pick from the Mavs, which is 17, and a 2020 Golden State second round pick, which is 31. The Celtics get Jeremy Lamb, Miles Turner, and TJ Leaf. Timberwolves get Aaron Gordon. The Mavs get Nikola Vucevic and Victor Oladipo. And the Magic get James Johnson, Dwight Powell, DeLon Wright, Jacob Evans, a 2020 first-round pick from Brooklyn, which is like a mid-first-round pick, a 2021 second-round pick from the Wolves, a 2023 second-round pick from the Mavericks, which is from Miami, and a 2023 second from the Mavericks, which is their own. Now, the only team, honestly, that I think wouldn't accept this is the Magic. They could add a guy like Jalen Brunson, Romeo Langford, or Grant Williams, maybe for Robert Williams, to like entice the deal for the Magic. But I feel like the other teams would accept this. The Pacers are getting rid of Miles Turner, Jeremy Lamb, and TJ Leaf along with Oladipo, and getting solid veteran guys who will expire like Hayward, Tim Hardaway, Justin Jackson, and then get a young guard who can develop in Carson Edwards. Along with 2 first-round picks this draft, that's a good haul for the players they're giving up. The Celtics, they're missing that center they need. Gives them a lineup of Kemba, Brown, Smart, Tatum, and at center you have Miles Turner. They really miss that inside presence. As Daniel Tice was struggling against Bam Adebayo, that could really help them. And extra depth in Jeremy Lamb and TJ Leaf, something they also lacked, a really good bench, and that could really help them out. And the Timberwolves, they get the power forward they need. They don't even have to give up much, as they're really only giving up Jacob Evans and James Johnson and a Brooklyn first-round pick. And you get a guy like Aaron Gordon who could fill in at 4, an athletic big who has high defensive potential because of his athleticism. He showed a lot of inefficiencies but could really fit well with a great shooting big like Cat. The Mavs, they're going all in, getting Oladipo and Nikola Vucevic next to Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic. And then either start Luka small forward with like Jalen Brunson at point guard or JJ Barea, or putting Luka at point guard and starting a guy like Dorian Finney-Smith. In the Magic, this is the only team I think wouldn't accept this. But the reason why I'm doing this is mostly because I feel like the Magic would go all rebuild because they've been stuck in mediocrity for the past like 4 years. They really don't have a direction that takes their ceiling up to like a title contender, but don't really have a floor that like gives them like top picks in the draft. And this move would really help them go full rebuild. Just a bunch of role players who could help mentor their young guys. Mentor guys like Mo Bamba, Jonathan Isaac, Mark Helfel, giving them the keys to the team, and they're just being mentors for them. Jacob Evans will be a young rotational guard, and then picks to help for their future. And then they can start tanking for top young prospects to help them go full rebuild, getting guys like Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham, Amani Bates, maybe even Mikey Williams in the future, and hopefully just go full rebuild. But what do you guys think of these trades? Which trades do you like and which trades do you think are very unrealistic? Other than this Team 5 trade, but we don't talk about it. But yeah, drop a like if you enjoyed it and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Peace out, guys.